What's up, everybody? I am GKB. It is the Drive to Work discussion. How's everybody doing out there? What's up, Noof? How you doing, bro? Hope everybody's doing good out there. Hey, don't forget, Console Corner is tonight. We got a bunch of really good topics like FPS gates and probably a topic I'm going to talk about right now, the Atari, which is kind of cool. Also, don't forget to follow us on Mixer. She was almost at like 700 followers. That's crazy. I'm almost at 5. I think like 5 more to go, something like that. And I'll be there too. She-Wolf's killing it right now though on Mixer. Big shout out to the CC fam. Magic Mike, Fox, Noof, She-Wolf, myself. It's gonna be a great show tonight. So hopefully you all can join. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. So let's go ahead and get into the Atari box. So a few days ago, Atari had this website come up. What's up, who's next? What's up, She-Wolf? And people were kind of like confused what was going on. It was like the Atari box, and people were like signing up to it and like getting emails back, and they were like comparing the emails and stuff, and it had like different fonts and different this, that, and the other. So it went into this whole like speculation, like what is this, like what's going on. And then there was like a 20-second trailer, which was really cool. We'll get into that in a second. But at first, like, I really paid it no mind, right? Like, we've seen, the NES Classic. We've seen some of these flashback, like, cheapo devices with all these games and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I like threw it into. Is like, it's just another, like, Atari 2600 with like 30 games on it. Here you go, have a great time. You can hook it up to your HD TV and all that kind of good stuff. But I don't know about that right now. Like, it's kind of interesting about like Atari's story in general. Like, it's changed hands over the last few years too. There's like a bunch of different people in charge and stuff like that now. But the CEO like came out and was like, "Hey, we're back in the hardware business. We're back in the hardware business." And I'm like, well, that's interesting. And like I said, they threw out this trailer and it looks really cool. I think it's more than an NES box, but I'm still like apprehensive as well with it. But like when you look at the trailer, like they did it really stylized, like it would be like a Sony or a Microsoft like reveal for something, or a teaser. I think they didn't go like and put all this production into like this little teaser trailer for it to just to be like an NES box or just a classic Atari system and all that kind of stuff. So like the last Atari system that they did was the Jaguar. That was back in like 1993 or so, and that sold like around like 250K. It didn't really like set the world on fire. There was a lot of issues. Like it had like multiple processors. It was really hard to develop for. And we've seen how that goes with generations as they go along. Like the PS3 devs, didn't really like it. It was tough to develop for. Towards the end, they were starting to get it, but at first it was just a struggle, right? And same with the Jaguar, and I think that's what killed it. Atari essentially got out of the hardware game altogether, and then just started doing, games here and there. Did a lot of arcade stuff. But again, like another interesting thing is that the CEO came out and is like, hey, it's going to be PC based. Now, like, what does that really mean, right? It can go like a bunch of different ways. Like, is this like a Steam box? Is this going to be more of like, the consoles today? We're going to see like an AMD kind of stuff. Again, like, I don't think the CEO would say, hey, it's PC based just to run like an emulation of old Atari 2600 games or even some Jaguar games, right? Like if he's saying that, like, it's definitely going to be something more. And I think that's all really cool and interesting. So, all right, so it's PC based. So like I said, we could do AMD. Yeah, what's up, Mad Max? Yeah, Atari. It's crazy, man. It's like this generation has been absolutely insane. But, so Atari could go like two different ways, right? They can go AMD, go like, and AMD, like, this isn't like a thing against AMD, but traditionally they're cheaper hardware and cheaper silicone and all that kind of stuff. So they can go AMD route, they can go get a system on chip, for a relatively good price. I mean, look what Microsoft's doing right now with the Xbox One X. Like, it's a beast of a machine. It's pretty affordable for whoever, who wants it. Or they could go the Intel NVIDIA route. Now, you have to be careful with that because the cheap stuff for NVIDIA, is like what you're getting like in the Switch and stuff. Maybe the newer version of what they got in the Switch, like the X2 or whatever it is, the Tegra X2. Could be in it, but even then, you're in the ballpark of like the PS4 and base Xbox One. And again, I don't know if that's going to set the world on fire in today's console market. I think they really need to go after it if they are doing something like that. But I just got a lot of questions about like how is this going to work out for Atari, because like what OS are they going to use? Are they going to do like a Linux-based kind of thing, kind of like the PlayStation or stuff like that, or just like some homegrown thing that they're going to do, and then what kind of online support? Because I think what you're seeing right now with Nintendo and the struggles they're having, like you need that infrastructure, and like is Atari going to be able to put that kind of money towards that kind of stuff? Just yeah, Noof. I mean, what's up, Made to Envy? How you doing, bro? Noof's got some great points in there. Yeah, I think Atari's trying to come back and do a big thing too, but I don't know. Like, again, let's go back to it. That like on the online support and infrastructure, like they need to be like huge, and they can reach out to like Microsoft, and they can use Azure and all that kind of stuff, but is Atari that kind of a company, or have that kind of a financial backing to go ahead and do this type of stuff? I think that still remains to be seen. They are in the green company. They had a tough time there, but they did get themselves back in the green, so that's fantastic on them. And that's probably where all this is coming from too, is they're a profitable company, and now they want to get back into doing some big things with consoles and stuff. So we'll see with that. Now, here's my other thing, is the controller. Now, I don't foresee us going back to the whole little one-button joystick kind of thing on Atari. And as well, the Jaguar controller was absolutely absurd. Had like 900 buttons on it, and it just wouldn't fit into today's gamers. So how's that going to play out? I mean, we've seen like what Nintendo is doing with the Switch with their Pro controller. Very, Xbox type similarities there and all that stuff, and even some of like the aftermarket like Elite controllers for the PS4 is very Xbox. So if they go to that mold, I think they'll be fine. I don't want any gimmicky controllers and all this kind of other stuff. But it was really cool, like when you watch the trailer, in the front they had like the ports in there, and I thought I saw like 4 or so. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Look, I can plug 4 things in there. Hopefully they're USB or something. Sega has a catalog of games people want to come back. Morning. Hey, what's up, bro? And that's the other thing we're going to touch on here in a minute, but is the games. So if they do come out with a new console, and I want you guys to talk about this too. Is there room for this console? Like we see the Switch, we got the PS4, we got the Xbox, 3, and pretty big fan bases. Like, say Atari comes out with this thing and it blows people's minds, are you just going to automatically dump the Xbox and go to that as like your preferred console, or is this going to be a second console? And at that point is, do you have the income to get all these consoles and all this other kind of stuff? I think at first Atari's going to have a struggle in the market, and I honestly don't know where it's going to fit in at all in today's console market. It's a tough market right now. But it is doing well. Video games is vibrant. Yeah, that's my point, Wendy, is like, how many people out there that are already invested into, say, one of the consoles, like say you're a Nintendo, Sony, or Xbox guy, and how, if you're so invested into that, what's going to bring you over to the Atari? And if they are doing like the big hardware thing, because that's the next thing I wanted to get into is, what about the games? What kind of games are they going to be bringing? Now, if their hardware is significant enough and powerful enough to run today's engines, they're not going to have a problem with third party. Third party is going to put them on whatever they can put them on to make money. I don't foresee that being an issue. I do see an issue of maybe trying to get marketing rights and third-party developers and stuff being like, yeah, you haven't been in the game for like over 20 years. I don't know if we really want to go with you right now because you definitely don't have the install base. So that's another question is, I think third party will support it, but just how much will they going forward? So that still remains to be seen. And then first party, like first party doesn't carry the weight as it does to me, like you know, first party exclusives and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it carries the same weight as it did in the past. But they're gonna need that because they're gonna need to develop games to make people like excited to come, you know, jump on their thing. Because even if Destiny's on the Atari console, like if you're already invested in PS4 or Xbox One or even this, I mean, well, it's not going to Switch, but you're not gonna go over there to play Destiny, right? Like you're gonna play it on your preferred platform. So what first party games you know, are they going to be able to develop and get out? Because they're probably going to need a lot of them. They're going to have like a huge opening for people to get on board and get into like the Atari thing. I don't know. I think they're really going to have a struggle with that. I don't know. So what are you guys' thoughts? Like, I definitely don't think it's an NES classic. What's up, Madrizzy? I'm terrible at pronouncing your name, bro. I'm sorry. What's the rumored OS from Windy? Nothing. They literally haven't said anything. They said more coming soon. They showed like a teaser. That's kind of my point. Is like, what's the OS gonna be? How compatible is it gonna be? How easy is it gonna be to build on? Dreamcast was one of my favorite consoles. I agree, man. The Dreamcast was ahead of its time, and I wish it would have stuck around because I would love to see Sega come back. I think that's one that really has like a good one. Mine too, and the OG Xbox. They have to do, yeah, I agree, Darian Walker. Like, they have to do something crazy, unique, but not like faddish, like, you know, like move controls or something like that. I think we're past that at this point. I think just a traditional solid console that has something that hook people. I think the Atari name and the brand that it had back in the day, I think still holds weight today. What's up, Eat My Whopper? That's an awesome name, bro. What's up, Analog Circle Podcast? How you doing? So yeah, I think the name carries weight, but and I think people will trust that to a certain extent. I was like, yeah, you can have the argument of like, well, they kind of caused like the video game crash, or one of the proponents of the video game crash and just all that kind of stuff. Back in the day, but I think they're not the same company they were back then. But yeah, like, what's that hook gonna be? Like, what is that game? And I think that's really what it's gonna be, is like, what game can Atari make for today's gamers that's gonna hook them in and to either want to pick it up as their main console, which I don't really see anybody picking it up as their main console. I think they're gonna pick it up as their secondary console, if they do. And then what kind of support are they going to have online? What kind of infrastructure are they going to have? Because I think now at the console market, I mean, even PC and all that kind of stuff, we're all connected, everything's, and you need that. And I think Nintendo's kind of in that boat right now, that they're kind of, I don't know, like the whole add-on chat and all that kind of stuff isn't good for them. And they need to figure that out and figure it out quickly. But I think, you know, Switch is doing fine. Pitfall Craft. Nice one, Noof. I was thinking about that when I heard that, dude. It's like, what do they got? Like Pitfall? Like, what are we gonna have? Like this, now, ooh, I guess that would be a kind of cool thing. Take like that character, but he's kind of like Indiana Jones, but I mean, I guess you could. Like, we have Uncharted and Tomb Raider and all that kind of stuff, but a Pitfall, like Tomb Raider type Uncharted game would kind of be interesting. It's starting to rain, guys, so if you hear the raindrops, apologize. Florida has been like non-stop weather lately. And that's super interesting. Yeah, Wendy, like, I hope it's not a Steam box, because that's kind of, I don't really think that's the demographic they need to be going off. If you're a PC guy, and that's where I think Steam box like really failed. It's like, if you're a PC guy, you're all about like building it and doing your own thing, or getting with one of these like high dollar companies to build it for you and stuff like that. So Steambox really kind of failed before it even started. I think it was a good concept, but I think They just didn't initialize it very well. I mean, like when you saw, it was hard to like get mobile like graphic cards and all that kind of stuff to get the gaming that the PC guys really want to. Frogger's Destiny. Oh my god, that's hilarious. You guys are funny. Yeah, exactly, Noof. Like, what's up, Magic Mike? No matter the name of the console, which is another thing, like, are they gonna go like the Jaguar style, or are they gonna go back, since it's kind of like an homage to like the 2600 or something like that? Are they gonna throw like a number at the end? You know, the Atari, whatever, 99, 7ZB, whatever craziness. Yeah, bro. Florida's just been getting like a ton of rain. We need it though, man. Like, we've been pretty dry for the last few years and stuff, man. So the rain is like really good. It's raining. It's gonna be coming in the Virginia Beach. Yeah, the wood paneling. I think it's kind of cool though. Like, what do you guys think about like that whole like design or like the look of it? Because it literally looked like a 2600, like with the wood grain. I mean, just from the thing, it's probably not the final version of it. Before $100 console going up against the big three. Yeah, Darian, like that's kind of my thing, man. Like, how are you gonna sell this thing and get it in front of everybody when everybody's already invested in these other ones? They had the Jaguar on the Lynx, yeah. I agree, bro. Retro stuff does sell, like, but that's the thing, like Mad Max, like, I totally agree with you. I think the retro, and that's why I say the Atari name still holds weight today for people. But I hope they don't go that route of, I mean, I don't think they are the way they're saying it, but I hope they don't go like the whole NES Classic route, because, I mean, yeah, people will buy it because of the whatever, the Atari 4K. Nice, James. That's really funny, bro. Yeah, they'll probably have to push that too, like it's 4K, 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 everything. So yeah, I will have to wait and see, but I think it's really cool. I think it's really interesting. On the plus side, I'd like to see somebody else come in that's been watching it for like 20 years, like the whole console market, and seeing the generations come, been part of the industry still, and then maybe have like a new fresh take on things that maybe other people will start to emulate, like Sony, Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft is kind of like pushing and stuff like that, but you know, maybe Atari is one of those ones that says, hey, here's all these cool ideas, why isn't everybody else doing that? And I think that would be very, very 4K pixel games. Nice, new. Could we see the ET game come back in 4K? We'll go out to the landfill and dig up all those games and get them all up to 4K snuff, and put them out and everything. The Atari Pro 1, nice. Do I know anything about a custom Xbox One X console? No, not currently. We have not heard anything about any custom Xbox One consoles. I do hope that this thing, and I really hope like a Forza one comes out, because they did a Forza one on the original Xbox One, and I got that. My son's got that one, and it's a fantastic console. I love it. It's beautiful. So I hope another Forza one comes for sure. Family games, multiple controllers. Yeah, absolutely. Is it the Atari 26 VR experience? Wouldn't that be hilarious? I mean, it could. Who knows? Like, who knows right now? Nobody knows. Definitely would like Pitfall and the Uncharted Tomb Raider style. Pac-Man 4K. Yeah, that Pitfall was like the only game that came to my mind. I was like, oh, well, that kind of makes sense. And Noof said it too, and everybody else seems to be saying it. Like, yeah, Pitfall and the whole Tomb Raider thing would be kind of cool. We'll be able to use your original cartridges. Now that would be interesting. Maybe that's like the hook. But I mean, I don't know if that's really a hook, because I don't really have any 2600 cartridges. But if you could, you know, it's got backwards compatibility, then that's a big thing for the Xbox community and stuff like that. So, hey, why not? I mean, technically Atari games can run on a calculator these days. Like, I don't see that being an issue. Do you know if they're coming in and out of the Spider-Man VR game for PS4? I've seen a video on it. Are you asking if there's going to be a VR Spider-Man game? That one I'm not sure on. Germ, I don't know on that one. The Atari 1X. You guys are hilarious. Let's see, Mike says Spider-Man VR game for the PSVR. like the Batman Arkham VR experience. I heard the well, I mean, Crap talks about it all the time. The Arkham Batman thing VR, he loves it. He's like, you can be Batman. So I'm sure Spider-Man one would come, Captain America, a bunch of other ones. I'd like to see a Joker one. Now that would be a crazy one to play. Joker's just a nuts. He's nutcase. But that's it, guys. Like, that's all I wanted to talk about. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the Atari box. I hope that's name changes. I hope that's way enter the dot matrix. Nice, Noof. So yeah, I hope they change the name. I hope we get to see something pretty soon. I don't know why they wouldn't show it at E3. Like, why would you just throw out like a little thing? Why don't you just be like, hey, here we are? I think that would have been like a crazy thing at E3 and probably would have took like all of E3. Like, holy crap, Atari's back with like new hardware and all this other kind of stuff. But I don't know, maybe next year we'll see it. So hopefully we'll hear something soon. Thanks again, guys. Don't forget, Console Corner tonight. We'll be on Mixer, and I'm trying to get like a Mixer CC stream, like 4 of us that can stream together, like a CC fam kind of thing, play games and all that kind of cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. Love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking out. I will see you guys tonight on Console Corner. Have a good one, guys.